Hi guys, Blaze here. Welcome to. Let me move the microphone back just a smidgen. Hi guys, Discotek have finally announced some stuff at last. After teasing, endless teasing, saying we'll do this, we'll promise, we'll announce it this week. Well, not promise, but we'll hopefully announce it this week or whatever. And they kept delaying and delaying, not doing it, not saying anything. Kind of frustrating. Then yesterday they actually said we're not going to announce anything until January, and then today all of a sudden they go, we're going to announce 5 things tonight. We'll announce some stuff tonight, and it ended up being 5 things, and it's all really awesome stuff. So it's really late at night. It's 10 to 2 in the morning on my birthday. It's my birthday right now. I should really be in bed so I can wake up and have a normal day. But I was too excited to share this news. It was really awesome. It came up just now. It's really cool over the last hour or so. So yes, as you're staring right at it, this is the biggest one as far as I'm concerned. I've done them in order as far as the ones that I consider to be the most interesting and biggest ones they've done. Lupin III, Jigen's Gravestone, or Jigen, pretty sure that's how you say it, Jigen's Gravestone, on DVD and Blu-ray, and they will also be dubbing it. This is the movie that came back out in June 2014 of this year, I think it was, in Japan. I'm really surprised that Funimation haven't gotten this. They obviously put out The Woman Called Fujiko Mine. This is a spin-off of that series. It's done in the same sort of artistic style, and I presume by the same people. I mean, TMS Entertainment probably have the same group of Lupin people always working on Lupin stuff, I guess. But yeah, I imagine like the same people that came up with the idea to do The Woman Called Fujiko Mine in the style and tone that they did probably came up with this as well. Anyway, whatever. So yeah, really awesome to see Discotek pick this up. I'm kind of glad they did, in a way, because even though Funimation did a perfectly fine job with The Woman Called Fujiko Mine, like, Lupin and Discotek go hand in hand, you know? So I'm really happy that Discotek were able to get this. I imagine when they walked up to TMS, whoever handles the international licensing for this, and said, we'll have it, they're like, sure. Because they've done business with Discotek, they know what to do when it comes to Lupin stuff. So, and someone down here says that Funimation perhaps, so from what I've heard, Funimation did not make enough money for them to want to do more Lupin anytime soon. I don't know if he's referring to the movie packs, like the classic stuff that Funimation did. I'd be surprised if Fujiko Mine did poorly for them. I mean, it's a pretty good series, and Lupin is a pretty big name. It kind of goes beyond just your normal anime fan like the majority of us are. It tends to go out to the people that have just a little bit of anime in their collection, and Lupin tends to be one of those things that they'll have, along with like the original Gundam series and Ghost in the Shell, Akira and all the rest of it. Lupin tends to be one of those things that appears in that sort of person's collection. So yeah, I'd be surprised if The Woman Called Fujiko Mine didn't do too well for Funimation, or disappointed, I guess. Especially for Funimation, because I'm sure they licensed it, they dubbed it, they would have wanted it to do well. And I thought it was a good series. It was actually the first Lupin thing I'd ever seen, and obviously it was a great departure to the rest of the Lupin franchise in terms of, like I said, style and tone and such. But I really enjoyed it, and I know that the trailer that Funimation put out for that is what got me to buy it. I was like, I've always wanted to get into Lupin stuff. This looks freaking amazing. I know it's, like I said, I knew back then it was a departure from the original, like from the normality of what is Lupin. Voice crack then. But it was something that certainly interested me, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm really glad they're doing something else in that style, and I'm really glad that Discotek are actually the people that are doing it as well. It'd be interesting to see who they get to do the dub. I don't know if they'll try and get the same people in, like the same cast that did the Funimation dub, or they'll get other people. I'm leaning towards them possibly getting other people, because obviously Discotek have handled so many different Lupin franchises, like releases and dubs. Obviously, I wonder if they'll, like, if they could, I imagine they would love to go and pick a bunch of people, and I wonder if they'll get Reed Nielsen in, and maybe he'll advise them on perhaps potential candidates. Or, I mean, that's in like a dream world, I guess. I mean, obviously what will probably actually happen is they'll license the dub out to a studio, and maybe they'll do it for the people who do Funimation's dubbing. I don't really know too much about the studios. There's only really one I know about, or two, Ocean and Bang Zoom. I don't even know if Ocean still exists. but I think the other, yeah, I'm pretty sure the other one's called Bang Zoom, I think. Whatever. Anyway, yeah, but really happy that this is coming from Discotek, especially on Blu-ray as well. And I believe they said it was going to be 2015. Hasn't mentioned it here, but I'm pretty sure they said this was going to be a 2015 release. Anyway, whatever. Really awesome. Next. Yeah. Yowamushi Pedal. This is the other sports anime. This is really, really surprising. One, because it's super recent, and two, because it's super recent. Yeah, that is basically the main real surprise here. I'm really happy that they've picked this up. I'm also slightly disappointed, but not disappointed that they've. I'll get into it, shall we? So let's get to the positive. I'm really happy that they picked this up because this looked like a really great series. I checked out the first 2 episodes like back when it first aired, and as you know, I don't watch stuff as and when it airs because I can't invest myself in a story that I have to go back. I can only go back to once a week for 20 minutes. It just doesn't do enough for me. Like, I can't get invested in the characters and the story. I need to marathon a show. I need to be able to watch significant chunks of something. But from what I saw of this, because I had enough interest in it, I wanted to check it out, so I checked out like the first couple of episodes and I thought it was really good. So I'm really happy that it's been picked up because, yeah, it looks like a great series. It's a shonen series as far as I'm aware, and yeah, seasons 1 and 2, so that'll be 39 episodes for the first series, and I believe the second series is still airing, I think, and that will also be 39 episodes, or yeah, 39. And there's also a movie as well, so I wouldn't be surprised if Discotek obviously end up picking up that at some point. It's going to be subtitle only. I would expect it to be DVD only as well. The fact they don't specifically go out of their way to mention Blu-ray leads me to believe it'll probably be DVD only. Yeah, so I'm happy Discotek could pick this up because I'm glad it's coming out. I'm surprised they were able to get it. I'm surprised that someone like a Sentai or a Funimation or even a Viz, I guess, weren't interested in it, because it's a pretty popular franchise. There's a lot of merchandise for it. In Japan, it's a shonen series. Like, I feel like it's a sports anime, but like the main kid in it is like an otaku, so you feel like there's some crossover there. Like, and it's a pretty action-orientated series so far. You know, and it's about racing rather than like a traditional sports game like a football or a baseball or anything like. The fact it's about racing is kind of a bit more universal in like sort of thing that can cross the sports barrier quite easily. So yeah, it's something I'm surprised that the other companies didn't want to go out and get, because if they did, there's no way Discotek would have ended up with it, because there's just no way in my mind that Discotek would have put down the money that a Funimation, a Sentai or a Viz would have put down for it if they were interested. So I can only assume they weren't interested and Discotek offered some money for it and they were able to get it, or maybe Discotek really did put down a significant chunk of cash on it. Maybe this is going to be their bread maker. You know, a modern series that will sell to more people than their normal customer base, which is mainly the hardcore, retro, nostalgia filled anime fans. Like, they're the people that tend to buy Discotek releases most often. So, but yeah, that's really cool. All of that's really cool. I hope it does really well for them, so it can bankroll other similar titles in their genre, as well as just more titles for Discotek to get. I hope this does really well for them. It does. To me, it's pretty risque, given it's a sports anime and a more recent title, because that's obviously not something that Discotek's customer base, as I said, is used to buying. So, be interesting to see if this will get the other people in, despite only being sub only and probably DVD only. You know, to get the more mainstream anime customers in. But yeah, I will admit I'm slightly disappointed, because I was hoping the sports animes were going to be retro, and in the end we got Immortal Grand Prix, which is okay, I guess, like, but it's not the most exciting thing for me personally, because it's, well, actually I am interested in that series. It's just, again, like, it wasn't like the number one thing in my mind when I thought sports title, Discotek, probably retro. Is it this? Is it this? You know, Immortal Grand Prix would never have come into my mind, and neither would this, really, honestly. But yeah, so I'm disappointed it wasn't like a Hajime no Ippo, Ashito no Joe, A Touch, you know, something like that, like a real classic sports anime. But again, if this does really well, not only will that be a good sign that sports animes can still sell, it will also be a sign that for Discotek that says, hey, we can go out and license more sports anime, why don't we go and get one of these older series as well? Who knows? I'm hopeful that will happen. Like, I really want Hajime no Ippo. Like, A Touch would be awesome, like I said, Ashton no Joe would be awesome, but the one I would really love Discotek to get is Hajime no Ippo, and I really feel like it's a title that would really do well for them, because the original series is fully dubbed, plus the TV movie, so they could release that, and then you do the 2 subsequent series, which are only like 25 episodes each, and Discotek tend to license quite a lot of longer shows. Like this one here is like 80 episodes, so you know, I think that's a franchise that would do well for them, and I really hope they consider it at some point, and hopefully maybe if this does well enough they will consider more sports titles. So yeah, let's move on to the next one. Really, really awesome, this one. Go Nagai World. This is the Chibi OVA series from back in the early 90s, I believe. I didn't know this even existed until a few days ago when I watched a video done by the Anime Hero. I was looking at some of his Devilman videos, and he was talking about the connection between the Devilman franchise and the Violence Jack franchise, and he showed some clips of this OVA, and yeah, I was really I really liked the look of it. It looked really crazy, where it had like this chibi style but still had like the Go Nagai violence and attitude and stuff to it. It looked really cool, so I'm really excited for this one. And it goes beyond just like Devilman and Violence Jack. This has got Mazinger Z in it, it's got Getter Robo in it. I don't know if that's Grendizer in the background. Might be, sort of does look like Grendizer. I don't know what the rest of it is. I'm pretty sure the blonde guy and the white angel lady at the bottom. The white angel lady might be I'm really sorry for any people that know they're Go Nagai stuff like the back of their hand, because I'm like butchering it right now, but I'm pretty sure the white angel head thing is perhaps Devil Lady, maybe, or something. So it looks like she's definitely from that franchise. Like I said, I'm very I've seen barely any of the Go Nagai stuff. It's something I'm planning to sink my teeth firmly into in 2015. So yeah, I only know what I've read and looked up and what my poor memory has managed to remember. So, and yeah, I'm pretty sure the blonde guy at the top right is the main antagonist of the Devilman stuff, I think. But yeah, really happy to see this coming out. This is definitely a purchase for me, as well as like the rest of the Go Nagai stuff that Discotek have put out. Like I said, next year, really want to get into it. But yeah, when I saw the clips that Anime Hero put up, it looked really funny. There's a Bubblegum Crisis similar thing that they did, where they took all the Kenichi Sonoda design shows like Gal Force, Bubblegum Crisis, Riding Bean and stuff like that, and they did a super deformed thing of that in the early 90s as an OVA as well. It seemed to be like an occurring theme back then, like suddenly all the studios did all these like spin-off OVAs that were all done in chibi form. So, and yeah, I had no idea they did a Go Nagai one. I honestly had no clue until I watched that video a couple of days ago, and then yeah, a few days later it gets licensed by Discotek. The world works in mysterious ways. So yeah, really happy about this one, and I'll definitely be picking it up. I hope they keep this cover. I really do like this cover. It looks like it's a Japanese cover because it's got like the DVD logo down here, and I presume like whatever Japanese studio put this out on DVD's logo there. So yeah, I think this might be the Japanese DVD cover. So I really like it. I hope they keep it, but who knows, they might have even better assets that come in when they get the materials ready for doing their release. They might get even better artwork, but I do really like that artwork. I think it looks great, and I think it sells the product just fine. They'll obviously change it a bit, put the cover, put the logo on it and stuff and all the rest of it, but I think that looks really cool. So I hope if they do end up using this cover, or if they don't end up using this cover, I hope it's something pretty similar and just as awesome. So yeah, Go Nagai World, very happy about that one. Deep breath. Moving on. Okay, we have The Little Mermaid. This is a Toei classic animation movie for a lot of people, from what I've read in comments and on the forum, for a lot of people this is one of the first anime they ever saw. Like, probably didn't know it when they were kids, but this is one of the ones that a lot of people saw a long time ago, so I'm wondering if this did a lot of rounds on VHS and rental shops back in the 80s and 90s and stuff, because I saw a lot of people freaking out with nostalgia when this got announced. It's pretty interesting actually when you think about it, because this is obviously predates the predates the Disney version by quite a long way. I'm pretty sure this is a 60s, early 70s, perhaps even 50s movie. I don't know exactly when this came out, but it definitely predates the Disney version. And I will get this because a lot of people have been going crazy about it. The fact it has Japanese on it is something I'm interested in seeing, because I don't like watching stuff with the original dubs from back in the era, like the 60s and 70s and 50s and stuff. A lot of the American dubs of that time were like, I can't listen to them. They're like nails against a chalkboard. They're really terrible in my opinion. So I always prefer it when a release like this gets Japanese on it as well. So that's really cool. Sorry if I'm like, my brain is freezing. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm really tired. I really should be in bed, but this all came out and I really want to do a video on it. So anyway, they hinted that they were going to be doing a bunch of legacy titles, or a bunch of the old Toei movies from like the 50s to the 70s, and this is obviously the first one they've announced. It's not the main one that everyone wanted. The main one that everyone wanted, me included, was Cyborg 009, or however you say that. So that was the one that everyone really wanted, and in the sense that everyone wanted them to get that and then also get the original 60s TV series as well. That would have been really awesome. Who knows, they might still do that. But this is definitely a solid pickup from what I've seen, like I say, with people freaking out with nostalgia. So it's certainly something I want to check out, and I will do, because they've put out a few things like this, like the classic Toei stuff. They put out like Animal Treasure Island, they put out Puss in Boots, which I really want to get. It's out of print, it's really expensive, but I would really like to pick that up. They also put out like Taro the Dragon Boy or something, and Sea Queen and the Fire Child or something it's called. All of those are things I've had in my Amazon shopping basket so many times. I've never gone through and ordered them, apart from Puss in Boots, because obviously it's out of print and really expensive. But the other three have been in my basket a bunch of times. And again, 2015, I'm hoping it's the year where I'm really going to focus on a bunch of things that I really should have in my collection already, and those will be hopefully one of the first few things I get in the first few months of 2015. So yeah, really happy to see this from Discotek. Okay, finally, the last thing is pretty cool, I guess. This is Aria. I'm pretty sure I just said that 3 times exactly the same way. So I'm going to stick with that. Aria, the complete series. It's going to come out with English dub and Japanese with English subs. This is a rescue. It's a 1993 like OVA, 6-episode OVA, I believe. Like cyberpunk. It predates the Ghost in the Shell movie, but obviously not the manga. I don't know who made it. I don't really know too much about it. All I know is that a lot of people really liked it. It's something I've always wanted to get at some point in my collection, and now I can, thanks to Discotek. But yeah, the releases that did come out, I don't believe they came out from like a normal anime company, unless they came out from Genion or Pioneer. I can't remember. Did they come out by Genion? Oh, whatever. But yeah, they didn't come out from like an ADV or anything. I don't think it came out from like one of the, might have been even Imagine or Imagination Entertainment or whatever they were called. Might have done it. Oh, the thing's kicked back in. Let's quickly turn that off. Disable. There we go. That's basically what it does. Save my eyes. Stops the screen being so bright. You got to see it live in action, and I often forget to turn it off, as you've seen in some of my videos. But yeah, this is coming out with improved video quality, which is really cool. So yeah, very happy to see this getting rescued. I will probably pick this up. It's not something I'll go immediately out of my way to get, although given it's only 6 episodes, it might be relatively cheap. If it's under a tenner, I will pick it up the day it comes out, or if it's about a tenner. If it ends up being like 20 quid, I think I'll get it eventually, sort of thing. Unless it comes out at a good time for me financially, I'll get it as and when. It does come out. Anyway, and the final thing is just this isn't everything that they had in store for us. They say that's it for today, but we still have 5 big titles to announce at a later date, probably in January. We'll wait and see after after how long it took them to announce just the first lot. We will be very busy in 2015, I bet you will. They have so much stuff coming out in 2015. Like, the only thing that they've officially announced that isn't coming out in 2015 from all the licenses they've announced over the last 6 months is Magic Knight Rayearth, the Blu-ray. Like, everything else is like we are expected right now really to believe is coming out in 2015, which is crazy. I don't know, most of it probably won't. Like, and there's still stuff like there's like the what is it, the Monster Rancher, like the Monster Farm Japanese version still got to come out and stuff. So yeah, thanks to all the Discotek fans for your support this year, and happy holidays and happy new year. So yeah, I hope Discotek continue the way they are. They have really expanded and accelerated as a company in terms of their releases over the last 2 years. Really started to pick up steam and become like a major player. It feels like, at least to the hardcore anime fans. Like, obviously to the casual market they're still relatively unknown, if not completely, but to those of us who follow the industry and follow releases and purchase stuff on a regular basis, then yeah, Discotek are very well known, and they're doing, in my opinion, despite not being a religious man, they're doing God's work as an anime fan. Like, the stuff they're picking up is just, I mean, Go Nagai World, it's just awesome. Like, for me, out of the 5 things they've picked up, like, this is really, really cool, but I honestly, this is the thing I'm most excited about personally. Even as a person that's barely touched any of the Go Nagai stuff, after seeing those video clips of this just looks really super interesting, and as I get further into the Go Nagai stuff, this should be something that's just wacky and awesome to watch. So I'm really happy this got picked up. And I'm going to save my voice, I'm going to go to bed, it's my birthday tomorrow, I'm going to have Chinese and have a movie marathon of anime. I'm watching One Piece Film Z, Lupin III, The Mystery of Marmo, and possibly Perfect Blue, I think, or maybe Pantoma Inverted. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and I'll be doing a December anime pickups probably the day after, so look forward to that, I guess. And yeah, I'm gonna go because my voice is dead and I'm very, very tired. So yeah, Discotek did an awesome job with the first batch, and I hope the next batch is just as exciting. Who knows, maybe the next batch will include Kaiji, and you guys will hear me fangirl like crazy. So let's hope they do that, yeah? You guys get to hear me fangirl, and I get to see Kaiji licensed, which will be a very happy day indeed. But I don't think that will actually happen, by the way. But if it does, look forward to the fangirling. And I'm going to go to bed because I don't really know what I'm talking about anymore. Good night, guys.